What starts as love can turn into something far more dangerous. These are real stories of obsession, control, and fear. The kind that makes you question how well you really know someone. Before we get into it, remember, mental health matters. And sometimes the scariest things aren't monsters, but people we once trusted.
You're watching ShadowTime.
Story 1. The Girl Who Wouldn't Let Go. I met Grace when I was a senior in high school. I'm 20 now, but it still feels like yesterday. We worked at the same part-time job. Not the best place to find a relationship, but that's how it started. At first, she seemed sweet, maybe a little intense. She'd hang around the store after her shift just to watch me work. And sometimes I'd catch her just staring. I should have taken the hint. A few months in, it went downhill fast. I felt suffocated. Every second had to be accounted for. Who I was with, what I was doing, even why I hadn't replied within minutes. If I missed a single call, I'd come back to a screen full of missed calls, angry texts, and accusations.
Eventually, I ended it, or at least, I tried. Grace didn't let go easily. She'd show up at my work, blocking my car, begging or threatening to talk. One night, I agreed to hear her out, just to stop the constant harassment. That was a mistake. We sat in her car, and she started spinning the same manipulation tactics again. Her dad called, and she used it as leverage. "If you don't talk to me now, I'll have him sue you," she said. When I tried to leave, she locked the doors and grabbed my arm hard. It was the first time I saw her snap physically. Her nails dug into my skin, and there was this look in her eyes I'll never forget. Pure hatred. I yanked the door open and managed to break free. She screamed after me, but I drove off. That night, I thought it was over. I was wrong. Around 2 a.m., I heard a soft tapping on my window. I thought it was the game I was playing, GTA, or maybe just the weed messing with me. Then I heard my name in a whisper. It was Grace, standing outside my window, watching me. She started begging, softly at first, then shouting, "You can't do this to me!" I finally opened the window to tell her to leave, and that's when I saw him. Behind a tree, near my house, someone was watching, a hooded figure. I couldn't make out his face, but he was moving toward me, fast.
I slammed the window, catching Grace's arm in the process. She screamed. The man sprinted forward, but I locked it just in time. I showed them my phone, dialing 911, and they bolted. The police came, took a report, and that was it. There was no evidence, no arrests. Grace lived only a few blocks away. And that night, I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't seen that second person.
Story 2. Amy's Night Terror. My name's Amy, and I haven't truly slept in weeks. 3 weeks ago, I broke up with my boyfriend, Tommy. It wasn't dramatic.
At least not at first. He used to be sweet, overly sweet. Constant calls, texts, surprise visits. It felt romantic at first, until it didn't. He became possessive, asking who I smiled at that day, whether any guys looked at me. Once he showed up at a bar during my girls' night out and demanded I come home.
The final straw was when he asked to install a GPS tracker on my phone, not to share locations, but to literally track me. That's when I ended it. Things were quiet for a while. Then I started getting strange texts from unknown numbers, just vague messages like, "You looked nice today," or "You forgot to lock your back door." I ignored them, blocked every one.
Then one night I came home from my sister's place and everything felt off. No signs of a break-in, but the doors were all wide open. Not how I left them. I always keep them nearly shut. The hallway closet door was cracked open. That door always swings shut unless you physically wedge it open. When I checked inside, nothing, just coats. But I knew someone had been there. That night, I pushed a chair under my bedroom door and slept with a knife under my pillow. I woke up in darkness. My bedside light, which I'd left on, was off. The door was wide open, and at the foot of my bed, I saw something. Not clearly, just a shape, a dark mass. But then I saw the top half of a head, and I felt hands sliding over my feet. I screamed. Tommy shushed me, climbed on top of me, hand over my mouth. He whispered he didn't want to hurt me, only to talk. I asked how he got in. He said he'd made a copy of my key while we were dating, just in case. I convinced him to leave, then immediately called the police. I filed a restraining order. A detective later confirmed the texts had come from a fake number app linked to his phone. I moved, new apartment, different city, but I'll never forget what it felt like to wake up with someone watching me in my own bed.
Story 3. The Notes That Followed Me. I dated Marissa for 1.5 years. She was magnetic, charming, intense. At first it felt amazing, but that intensity, it turned possessive fast. If I didn't reply in 5 minutes, she panicked, then got angry, then apologized. It became a cycle. She showed up at my office once, then twice. She'd cry if I didn't text back, accuse me of cheating because I liked a post from a girl I hadn't spoken to since high school.
When I finally broke up with her, she just said, "You think it's over for you, but it's not over for me." I moved, changed my number, started over. Then the letters came. No stamps, no return addresses, just left at my door. First one, "I miss waking up to you." Second one, "You check your door 3 times before bed."
Third, your hoodie has a hole in the sleeve. She was watching me.
I moved again. Across the state. New name on the lease. No social media. I even got a P.O. box under an alias. Months passed. Nothing. I started to breathe again. Then a photo arrived. Me walking out of my new apartment. From behind. On the back, written in red ink, your shoulders slouch when you're tired. I ran again, into the mountains, got a dog, changed my number, went offline. For almost a year, nothing happened.
Then, one day, a post-it note on my door. I don't like the beard. No one had seen me with it, not even online. The next morning, better, left under my windshield. Cops said it wasn't enough for a restraining order. I kept moving until one night, I woke up to footsteps crunching outside in the snow. My dog went ballistic. In the morning, I found footprints leading window to window.
No note this time. Just silence. Now, I live with 3 military roommates. Big flags on the porch, trucks in the driveway. If she finds me here, I don't think even she would dare come close again. But part of me wonders how long before she does.
Sometimes the real horror doesn't hide in the shadows. It shows up with flowers, a sweet smile, and promises that turn to control. If you've experienced something terrifying that you'd like to share, send it in. The details are in the description.
Until next time, stay safe. And don't answer the knock unless you know who's on the other side. You're watching ShadowTime.